Alright, guys. It's time. Let's go. World Tournament is on. I figured I don't want to do these big, like, hot take video thread things. I could bust these out really at pretty much any time, but I do like to let them breathe a little bit. And in particular, right now, I mean, we do have kind of an every 2 months as World Tournament type of thing. And, now, basically from this point on, Global and JP are synced finally. So what we're going to be seeing here is probably World Tournaments again, like every 2 months or so. Like, I bet you we'll have our next World Tournament for both Global and JP probably in the middle of October. And then that would be post-Worldwide, which could potentially be a good time to do one of these. Now, remember, going into the Worldwide celebration, there's a good chance many things would change. Going into the Worldwide download celebration last year, LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku was like a borderline top 5 overall character in the game, right? The hardest fight in the game was the Omega fight, and Goku destroyed it, more so than most characters did. And then things changed a lot with the Dismal Future Red Zone. So we'll see. We'll see. We got the hot takes. I just finished Kingdom Hearts 2's Platinum recently. Pretty excited about that, if we just take a look. 8 years, because I did a playthrough. Funny enough, I had a lot of people saying, like, oh, is this your first time playing Kingdom Hearts 2 and stuff like that? And of course, I don't expect people to have glanced at the labyrinth of playlists and videos and stuff like that I've done throughout the years, but I do have a full Kingdom Hearts 2 playthrough on here. Yep, that's the old days, the pre-Dokkan days. Yes, sir, man. We got the full thing going on down here. Yep, Lingering Will, we got it all done. I was actually looking into Birth by Sleep. Looks like a devastatingly tough platinum. I think I'm going to go for that. Probably not going to get the platinum right away since you'd have to do it in critical mode as well, but because that's what I waited. Because the thing is, like, I guess I'm getting sidetracked from Dokkan right at the start here, but I'm sure you guys care about this, right? Of course, of course. Like, what I would mainly came back to years later was just a second playthrough in critical mode, right? There's a bunch of games like that, like Yakuza 0 and Yakuza 1. I just basically have to do the second, legend mode playthrough to get the platinums for those as well, right? Like, I already got the 100% and those, stuff like that. So Birth by Sleep, probably going to jump into that. All right, let's go. We'll start with some replies. Yeah, Riku was a beast. Okay. Contrary to popular belief, 9th anniversary fights were power creep. Global just thinks otherwise since they're super easy peasy over here with Tech, Vegeta, Busaga, etc. Yeah, that's what always happens. I did see that was a heavy thing. I mean, I tried to avoid, like, seeing these. Like, I made this tweet probably a little too early. This was 4 days ago. Probably a little too early I made this tweet. But to be fair, I didn't realize. I knew we were going to get, let me change what I said. I anticipated towards the 17th or so that we would get a teaser for the Worldwide Download Celebration. And I wanted content to be able to record without actually being able to record gameplay footage, since I'll be grinding World Tournament the whole time. But I didn't realize that there was going to be, V-Jump leaks as well, and then, like, the hints were actually pointing towards potentially multiple different paths, so kind of got, sidetracked, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, this is a big thing. We've seen this a million times throughout Dokkan history, regardless of the point of 9th anniversary, real quick. Fights that drop at the same time on Global, oh my god, they're actually the craziest, right? So, like, you look at Fusion Zamasu, the current Battlefield people are talking about, and it's not that those are the hardest fights ever. It's that Global, throughout most of, Dokkan history, over the last, I don't know, when did they start doing a lot of same time content? Like, that was 2017, I guess the first big one was Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron. But, like, a lot of, big, like, huge power creep moments, Global didn't get, like, those events until later, but Global did have other characters who were exceptional for those fights. So a lot of these missions and difficult fights, Global really is, walking into it on, like, beginner, easy, standard difficulty, right? Like, now Global is going to start getting this shit at the same. So I expect the complaining to shoot way up with these difficult fights, man. Because now Global's going to start getting these almost at the same time. The fights are challenging, and a lot of times they're not meant for, you know, just your typical free-to-play player to just jump in and no item it easily, you know, easy as pie. They want you to be able to summon for some of the newest characters. They'll drop missions they want you to summon for characters. Look at the Artificial Lifeform mission on the Beast Gohan Supreme Magnificent Battle stage. One of the hardest missions in Dokkan history by far. But 2 months later, the mission is power crept by the Buu Saga team, right? It's a joke, really. Well, I mean, 3 months, but yeah, you guys get the point. But by the time Global got it, Global had the full Majin Power stuff. So the mission wasn't... I saw nobody talk about how tough it was at all. You know, Global players just jump in there and they dumped on the fight. But, you know, on JP, that's thought of as one of the harder fights we've ever had. So I just think it's overall better for the game to get the game synced up. Hopefully everything is dropping the same time and there's not, you know, stupid mini global shafts or nonsense or anything like that. Hopefully we'll see how it's gonna go. But I do think 9th anniversary fights were power creep, by the way, because it's, you look at like Fusion Zamasu super in for 1.7 and then it's like, you know, 4 months later we have Blue Gogeta who's super in for 4 million, right? Like it's definitely a big power creep. World Tournament coming up needs to be said. It's not fun, nor has it ever been. Yeah, I mean, it's only Japanese players disagree. Rewards are too valuable to literally just avoid at this point. Skipping World Tournament but not participate is doing yourself a disservice, especially as a free-to-play player. Yeah, I mean, that's just true. It's definitely a thing where you get, what, like 40-ish stones? Something like that. Lots of Kais. There's now Link skill balls. I really would encourage, I know how awful it is, trust me, I do. I do. To just do the 30 million points and get all the missions done. All you have to do is get all the missions done. I really don't think just getting the missions done is that bad. It typically takes me about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours to get all the missions done. Something like that. I just don't really think that's that bad. Because the rewards are very good. You're going to get yourself lots of resources, orbs, zenny, medals, characters, right? Like, you get the EZA characters, which again are on both Global and JP right now. Like, these characters, the Cell and the Gohan, like, you get these guys just from doing missions. So, I mean, I do think, like, a lot of people, like, they care more about looking cool, like, you know, they value being able to tweet, I'm never fucking touching that shit, like, and they, you know, just feel like, yeah, I feel so cool, man, but, like, you know, there's a lot of rewards that you could get from doing it. Yeah, here, Vector, yeah, okay, Gogeta Beast fights are not power creep, Tanabata fights are power creep. Tanabata fights are definitely a jump up, yes. I disagree with this, that the Gogeta and Beast fights are not power creep. Again, I try to avoid discussions that, you know, splintered off from my thread as much as possible because I want to go into these, you know, I would like to think of arguments on the spot and not really just come, you know, prepared or something like that. But the thing about this is people started really getting into it. Was it the replies to this? I saw a lot of talk of this. I don't know if it was here. I saw a lot of talk of the 7th anniversary, right? Like, oh, the 7th anniversary was the real power creep. And it definitely did feel nastier, but it was because the characters sucked. I mean, back then, they did not drop every Dokkan Fest, every LR, every good character with defensive mechanics. Look at the characters that came out right before Red Zone, the Dokkan Fest. Not, you know, the anniversary LRs, obviously. The Super Saiyan 4, Gogeta, and the Gods. Because they're filled with damage reduction, guard, dodge, shit like that, right? You know, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who I was never as big a fan of. But it makes sense in this community because, again, Global didn't get Red Zone until 6 months after him. So, you know, oh, he's so crazy. But he didn't have defense mechanics. He had raw defense and vibes. That's all physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku had, right? Kid Buu didn't have defense mechanics. Like, you look at all those characters, right? Like, it was just a different time. So we're just going into, you know, kind of an era of fights where, you know, you need defensive abilities, right? Because remember, if in case we get into it, that whole kill the boss before you kill you bullshit is just complete fantasy, fiction, not what actually is displayed in game. In order to actually kill the boss before they kill you, You need to specifically be talking about like Tech Super Saiyan Vegeta, EGL Frieza, active skill attacks. That is a legitimate instance where you could potentially kill the boss before they kill you, right? But just doing a million, billion, trillion, bafillion, a million damage doesn't matter when the boss gets to attack before you. The boss dictates the pace of the fight, not your characters. So you need to be able to have defensive abilities to deal with them. It's just a simple fact of the game. I rambled off there, but yeah, okay. I mean, I disagree with this. Gogeta and Beast fights were definitely power creep. Although Beast never felt as hard as the Gogeta fight to me. The Beast Gohan fight was just a noob stomper, as I describe it. And again, I'm not talking about player skill or anything like that. I'm just referring to weak characters get bullied by that fight. That's more so my point. Vector double dipping. I did tell people to double and triple dip. I plan on doing several of it, like at least 3-hour-long videos off of this. I did order some stuff from the grocery store. I actually just got some grapes. I woke up, second day in a row, I woke up just feeling rough, dude. I don't know what it is, man. Damn. And I was like, you know what? Some fresh grape. Dude, some grapes? And I got like the Baja Blast. Not Baja Blast, but like the Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, like whatever the damn flavor is. I mean, I could look it up. What is it? It's the order's on the way. It's the... No, it is Baja Blast. Oh, they do have Baja Blast. Oh, I thought it was like the Zero Charge or whatever the hell it was. It is actually Baja Blast. Okay, well, it's fire. Okay, I just clicked it without even... Damn, okay, silly me. EZAs are irrelevant when it comes to what celebrations are going to do. Bandai Katsuki wants to do a particular theme, they're going to do it. EZAs won't stop them. I mean, that is... I mean, I feel like that would be mostly true, but if we would... I mean, I know what door he's barking up, which is like, you know, Dragon Ball Saga or Saiyan Saga for like a major celebration or something like that. I can't think of a major celebration, so I'm just going to cut it down to these three. Tanabata, Anniversary Worldwide. Tanabata Anniversary Worldwide. I can't think of one of those recently, so don't pull up, 2018. Come on. I can't think of those that were just like doing like complete off-the-cuff EZAs, right? Like, I don't know, 8th anniversary, right? Like at the start, we had like the Boo Saga thing going on. Well, I mean, it was kind of like Boo Saga and, you know, the Power of Wishes, stuff like that, but the EZAs felt like they made sense, right? Like we had Super Boo in there, we had Physical Super Vegito, we had the Blue Kaioken Goku, we had the AGL Spirit Bomb Goku. Like a lot of those characters, it felt like it made sense. I think that this is a good point, not for major celebrations, but for regular celebrations. That's true. But major celebrations, they do actually tend to go real theme heavy these days. And I feel like it's really worked well for them. So they're just... I literally had a conversation with Vector where it's... The thing is I mean, I don't want to... How do I word this on video? But it's like... There is, like, the like... Damn. It's very difficult to word this stuff. Because I start talking about, like, budget and stuff like that, and people don't get... Like, they just go, but they make $1 billion. Why can't they just put it back into the game and stuff like that? It's like... Yeah, I know, but like, welcome to life. Like, it's every company, games, movies, music, everything. They make $1 bajillion, and then the greedy guys at the top take everything, like 90% of it. Like, we know how it works, man. Like, it's not like it's unfortunately with Dokkan, it is a gacha game. And I'm just pretty certain that they're just going to take these safe options, right? Like, if you were the guy who's actually planning the celebrations, I assume it is Amatsu who does get, like, kind of like final call, at least on the Dokkan team, unless there's a call from above him, right? Like, I don't know. I'm sure Shueisha could probably rough arm some stuff, and then blah, 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 blah. It's like, if Amatsu's sitting there thinking, like, we could do Dragon Ball Saga, and there's a good chance it's a W. Japanese fans love it. The global, you know, the international fans love it. They're all loving it. We make $1 bajillion. Best celebration ever. There's a chance. But there's also a chance that it doesn't go like that, and it's just average or something like that. And he sits there and goes, why would I do that when I could just drop Gogeta for the 17th time and it's a guaranteed banger no matter what? It's just, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know if that's a cynical way to look at it, but that's just kind of like, it is what it is, man. Unfortunately. Right move of the biggest anniversary of all time is to skip to worldwide. Okay, so we're talking about, like free-to-play players, like if you're going to summon on that, or 10th anniversary coming up. 10th anniversary, remember global players, you guys are going to be getting it at the exact same time. So you're going to want to anticipate that the global NJP dual Dokkan Fest or Dokkan Fest plus Carnival, yeah, it's going to be like the 30th or 31st of January. That's when it's gonna. By the way, people keep telling me, "Oh, turn down the zoom, and the calendar won't look as bad." But it's like I'm not on like a monitor. Like it's a giant TV I'm looking at. It's tough to. You guys get it. But yeah, it's gonna be like January 30th or something like that. That's when the anniversary characters are gonna drop. With the 10th anniversary, there'll be a new leader skill due to easing the 7th anniversary units. That's a good call. That is true. So the LR Gods and LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta are absolutely easying during the 7th anniversary. Probably going to be like February 22nd, something like that. So they probably might end up pushing up leader skills again. I don't feel like it's entirely necessary, but I mean, what are they going to do with the leader? I guess, they could always just not really buff the leader skills. Like Videl on easy. What was Videl's exact buff? So Videl had double category 4 key 170. And she goes to double category 4 key 180. So it's a very minuscule buff. I mean, maybe they would just jump up key for like the gods in LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or something like that. Or maybe, here's another thing they could do. Maybe they throw in, super types 3 key 130% stats or something like that onto it. Some shit like that. I could see them doing that. Rather than just going direct stat upgrades. I will tell you guys this. I will always be able to clear these missions, no items, pretty much day one, stuff like that. Fusions and Monster, I did lose my first 6 runs, but, and then obviously Broly took a couple of weeks to no item. But I will be able to handle any power creep they give us. Of course, I link level all my characters are maxed out, rainbowed, good equips. I grind the equip event nonstop. Right, I'm good to go at all times. But most other people are not gonna be good to go. Right. I think it's better for the game for them not to do these super ridiculous feeling power creeps all the time. Now, I mean, for Dokkan, it's obviously the easy way they thought of to where, like, it's a gacha game. They need to power creep old units and make the new summonable units the best. And it's just very easy for them to, go to the boss and make that number 6 a number 7 instead. And then all of a sudden, the last batch of characters from last year really start to struggle. It's very scary for them in these fights. I do think it was handled well. So the 7th year was 2022, going into the 8th year, which is 2023. In terms of event difficulty power creep, starting from Broly and Omega at the start of 2022 to where we got to a Fusions and Monster at the end of 2023, I think it was very good. Like, definitely going from the end of 2022 all the way up until Omega in July of 2023, like, we weren't feeling huge power creep, right? Like, the Cell Max Red Zone fight was definitely difficult, but it was not like, oh my god, dude, it's like 50 times harder. Like, I think that they could do that. Like, they could give us a nasty power creep, like, for next Worldwide. They could just design the fights differently and, make it rough for other characters. And then, the new summonable characters are what you want to get. I mean, it's very, they could do it, man. They could. But, talking about this, really want to be able to have all the 10th anniversary units. Worldwide units will be on the 10th anniversary banner. This is true, global players. So one thing Global had to deal with was that the Worldwide Download Celebration characters, would often take a long time to return. Well, that's not going to be the case anymore. Now, the Worldwide Download Celebration LRs, I mean, it is true, they will be on the 10th anniversary banners in January. They will. So, I mean, I don't ever, you guys know, I sit here and tell you guys to skip, like every little Dokkan Fest and Yellow Coin LR and shit like that. I'm never going to tell people to skip Dokkan Fest LRs. If you guys want to try and skip Worldwide for anniversary, sure. I'm not really overly recommending it unless the characters are awful, terrible, which I doubt they're going to be, or anything like that. I mean, you do want to skip stuff, but there comes a time where it's like, okay, like they just dropped Dokkan Fest LRs. You probably don't want to skip those, right? Yeah, so there's that. You find LR Gamma 1 and 2 to be the most fun unit in the game to use. Okay. I feel like if the superhero team didn't get a buff every second, they'd still be a must-run in that team. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. Good thing there's supports for multiple categories. Yeah, they give the support to Defender of Justice and is it Joint Forces? Actually, yeah, damn, wait, what's the third? I think it's Superhero, Defender of Justice, and Joint Forces? Yeah, it is, yeah, okay. Yeah, that is good, yep. Also hit 3.5 million, wanted to show. That's awesome. 3.5 million. What is that? LR Bulma's TUR right there. 3.5 million is really good. I mean, once you start getting up even over a million, I mean, you've got to be talking about like top 1% of the player base, or at least approaching that. I think so. Yes, that's congratulations. 3.5. 3.5 is really, really good. Okay, I'm gonna order Caesar salad simultaneously while looking at this next one. Yeah, pretty good. The Gammas, I'm not as high in the Gammas as other people, but I mean, they're obviously very good. I like their design. One thing I really like about the Gammas is the ease in which they can get their transformation off, right? We have a lot of characters who their transformation is really bad and really frustrating, and I do think that's intentionally because I think Dokkan wants to make the opening rotation RNG a huge factor in winning or losing, because then, you know, you'll get frustrated. Oh no, now I'm out of attempt limits. Now I'm summoning for the character. I'm pretty certain that's kind of like the thought process behind making it difficult to transform with Broly, difficult to transform with Tekuai Goku. I'm pretty sure that's kind of like their thought process with that. OG Dragon Ball deserves more love, okay, but in Worldwide wouldn't sell much. Now, okay, I do think Kid Goku and Demon King Piccolo would work. I do, definitely. But I don't think it's a good idea to go right into 23rd World Tournament. Like, if we had never gotten the Dual Dokkan Fest at 23rd World Tournament Goku and Piccolo, I think they could have done that. They could have gone bam, bam, like one into the other. But considering we already had that, I don't... Like, I like Goku versus Demon King Piccolo as one part, and then the second part would be, like, Super Saiyans. Some type of Super Saiyan part or something like that, I think. It could fit perfectly in New Year or Golden Week. Yeah, because that's just the issue, is I don't... Like, people talk about, oh, Tien could get an LR. No, dude, not for Worldwide or like Anniversary or something like that. No, man, no. I understand, like you know, he like there's people who like him, but he's like a niche character these days. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Like Tien is fodder. Look at the way they treated him in the Turn on Power. Although I guess that's not fair because they treated Piccolo horrible in the Turn on Power, and then, you know, 2 years later he's on par with UI Goku and shit like that with Orange Piccolo. By the way, when I see people talk about, I do think the superhero characters are heavily disrespected by the communities. Like, people don't realize how, you know, Orange Piccolo and Beast and Cell Max are, like, on par with, like, the God forms and shit like that. I mean, it's just how Dragon Ball works, man. It's just, they just buff shit up like crazy. But they do need more love, yeah. Yeah, they do. I just don't know what would be part 2. I think Kid Goku vs. DKP, though, would be an awesome part 1 to one of these celebrations, and then, you know, we wrap up with fusions or Super Saiyans or something like that. Worldwide celebrations where villains get the most help ends up being the #1 team in the game once celebration. Wait, what? Ends up being the #1 team in the celebration once. Well, okay, so last year I mean, Orange Piccolo and Bulma were like the best characters in the game. So like, villains were definitely not the best team in the game that year. 2022, the cooler team was very good, but I mean, it had nothing on the double Vegeta and Trunks team, not at all. I mean, Vegeta and Trunks, their fate was to be the best character of 2022, but Orange Piccolo was also a 2022 character. I mean, certainly the thing is that this is where we would always usually get a villain Dokkan Fest exclusive. But I mean, this year we did get an anniversary villain, Broly. And I mean, Broly really mattered because there's a lot of missions where you need villains, and Broly helped out significantly with that. Oh, Jordan, here. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay. Truth response people underrating Super Saiyan 3 Goku by over. Wait, Super Saiyan 3 Goku? Which one? Wait, let's look at this. Okay. You massively overrate turn 1 to 2 in most fights. When in most fights it does not matter. So, for clarification, I do think this is very true. Like, I like what he's saying about me. Like, I think turn 1 or 2 is actually like secretly like the most important. People get hung up way too much on what characters do on turn 7 with 50 stacks and stuff like that. Just the way a lot of these characters work, the scariest boss is always going to be towards the end, sure. But so many characters will build up to be able to go toe-to-toe with the boss. I think the dominant power opening into the fight is almost the most important thing. It's why Beast is so crazy. It's why AGL-UI Goku is so crazy. It's why in Evolution Blue Vegeta is so crazy. Because the fight opens and they are dominant. They are the gods of the game. It is so important. And especially with the way Dokkan is now operating with the... I already got to it earlier in the video, but the opening rotation RNG and stuff like that, and how that meshes with like the start of turn, start of battle conditions, stuff like that. Blue Kaioken plus Evo and Cell Max are the only two that come to mind. Well, but there's also Goku and Frieza. So see, this is the thing. Jordan is a very smart play. Like he knows what he's talking about when it comes to Dokkan. But I mean, he is a global player. I'm not saying that derogatory. I'm just saying that to say that they don't have the hardest fight in the game, Goku and Frieza. Where it also matters about this because, hold on. I had a way easier time beating Cell Max so much in power than an Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku team. Really? Okay, I would say with me it's the opposite. I've always had easier times with Goku's team. The Majin Power is good for Cell Max though, but I would say I have an easier time with Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team. Maybe Trunks? But Super Saiyan 3 Goku becomes a fish against the int phase of that fight. Wait, what? Wait, what Super Saiyan 3 Goku are we talking about? Am I stupid? Oh, it's Angel Super Saiyan. Oh, Angel Super Saiyan. Okay. I was like, wait, what? Okay. A little bit of a brain fart there. Okay. Super Saiyan 3 Goku becomes a fish against the int phase of that fight. Against the Trunks fight. Where you need him to lock down slot 1 the most. I mean, I don't know. Fish is that... I mean, that's not true, is it? I'm actually curious. I want to see what I did with the Trunks fight. I mean, won't you get to Trunks fast enough where Super Saiyan 3 Goku just sits in slot 1 and tanks it? Am I not crazy? Not in the fusions and mouse minute. Let me just double check this. Because the thing with Super Saiyan 3 Goku is... the illusion, like this is, people did this with Beast Gohan too, right? They would talk about, once Beast Gohan's intro is out and his active is done and this, and this is done. Dude, Beast Gohan's not even that crazy. And it's like, that is true, but you'd never fucking see that. It doesn't happen. Like in most of these fights, that's the thing with Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And I'm gonna pull up my footage of that Trunks fight because I'm very curious to see what I did with that. But when it comes to the Goku and Frieza fight, right? Which is another fight where it really matters being strong turn 1, turn 2. You get locked. A lot of times you'll kill Gohan and Frieza instantly, and then you go into 17 who locks. So if whatever character, you know, if one of these crazy build-up characters that people love so much is in slot 4, you lose instantly when 17 locks him and supers him and kills him in the hardest fight in the game. The number 1, 2, and 3 hardest fights in the game all matters that you show up really powerful. And then, you know, a lot of times, Super Saiyan 3 Goku I've found is not doing damage against Goku and Frieza. That is true. But defensively, him carrying you towards that end still matters quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, I've had Super Saiyan 3 Goku tank Goku and Frieza as well. The thing is, he typically does blow through these fights very quick. Let me pull up. I want to see my Goku against Trunks. Let me just see what I did with that. All right, guys, I found it. Here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's see what I did here. So, what did we run in? Okay, looks like we didn't have really good friends. That must be why I was showing the screen at the start. So this is what we go into Trunks with. Okay. So of course, I mean, Goku is going to encounter little resistance. At the start in the STR phase, Goku will dominate. Okay, we do get a death right here. Oh, there you go. Or wait, no. Oh my God, a UI Goku death? No. Damn, look at that. We found a UI Goku death. All right, let's watch the Super Saiyan 3 Goku does. Because, again, as Jordan says, Super Saiyan 3 Goku is a fish. So let's see. Okay. Hopefully I don't do a lot of blabbering right here and I just get the orbs. Oh, nope, I'm in black. Oh. There we go. All right, let's see. Oh, do we dodge it? We might dodge it, though. Okay. Remember, he's a fish here. See, I don't, it's like, it sounds good on paper to say he becomes a fish, but, like, it's not actually true. Right, is the thing. It's not actually true. This is why, like, I will talk a lot of shit about stuff. Like, oh, I think this, I think this, I think this. But the things I'm saying are, I'm getting opinions from some stuff like this. This is why I say it. Like, again, I don't just make shit up. A lot of Dokkan Twitter, Jordan doesn't. Jordan is a really smart player and stuff like that, right? But a lot of Dokkan Twitter, they just be throwing shit against the wall, man. Throwing darts against the wall. Making shit up. They're just talking about, what they think without very limited experience in there. I live this shit all day, every day. Right. That's why, like, I saw some people say, oh, truth has become so horrible. He's just so stubborn and doesn't listen. It's like, well, no, like, I listen to what people are saying, but when you're wrong, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. Like, it's just, again, I wasn't targeting that at Jordan so much, but, if you're wrong, I'm going to say you're wrong, man. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to baby anyone and go, well, okay, no, you're wrong. No. But yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Goku is not a fucking fish. That doesn't happen, really. Okay, I feel like I'm, oof, yeah. Some of y'all are insane, right? To where you watch all the videos I put up. Some of you guys are crazy. And you would have heard me, I said the same thing. Kais and, definitely not orbs. Kais, I feel like I haven't felt it. But stickers. Dude, I used to be able to just sticker all the new characters and stuff. And now, no. Stickers, man. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, life sucks. Nasrachi said stream. Okay. I mean, I guess I could stream today, although I am recording these. Again, I wanted to get maybe about 3 3-hour-long videos. We'll see. Alan says my balls. It's not really a hot take. No, this is completely wrong. These two are almost the same thing, but the blues are getting hated as hell. The red one is beloved and appreciated. No, he's not beloved and appreciated. I don't really see much. Here's the funny thing about this. I mean, I'm just speaking from my perspective. I don't see talk about God Goku besides people hating on him. That's the only talk I see about him. But what do I say about God Goku? Again, those who are crazy and watch every video know what I say. He's dodge or die. I don't use him because he's just dodge or die. You're 60% dodge or die with him. He's not that effective anymore. But no, it's not the same thing. This is just a misunderstanding things. They need to fucking be run in slot 1 or they die. It's not the same thing. God Goku is dodge or die, but you can float him. This loser, what's a Vegeta, I guess, is the fastest way I could pull it up. I'm not going to type in Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. This loser, right? When this is off, they die. Period. They are a loser. And specifically, if they're not in slot 1 with this, they are a loser. Saying that these two are the same thing, I don't even know how you could even begin to think that. Like, that's not, it's not based off reality. Because God Goku, he can take a lot of damage, but, I mean, dude, he's tanking way better than these frauds. I mean, in slot 1, they're a lot better, but, like, God Goku in slot 3, you know, double supering and guarding, like, he's tanking better than these idiots are gonna in slot 2 and 3, right? Like, it's just not the same thing. Like, people don't, I don't want to be too harsh, but a lot of people don't understand. They just don't get it, man. Like, I see people talking about, oh, this character's not that bad. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Oh, Super Saiyan 4 Goku's not that bad. Yes, he is. It's not a hate brigade. There are huge red flaws on these characters. It's not a hate train. It's not just disrespecting the character. It's huge issues, right? And now people aren't going to want to run this guy because he's just dodge or die, and it's not fun running just cold-blooded dodge or die characters. So now I get, you know, people dissing this guy makes sense because he just dodges or dies, like STRUI Goku, like Hirudegarn, right? He just dodges or dies. That's not the case for better characters that don't get hate, right? So yeah, this is not true. Oh boy, Alan. Oh my god, are you guys shocked to see a Gohan and Alan run right here? We get a Z movie worldwide as loads of ECs like this. 2024's year will not be topped. Near perfect year for Dokkan. It could be topped easily. I mean, imagine if we get, like, if they just either animate the Moro arc stuff and manga stuff, or they decide it could go. Imagine if one of these guys at the top of the Shueisha, I think it's Shueisha. I'm pretty certain, like, the guy blocking Dragon Ball from thriving is just some dummy at the top of Shueisha. I'm pretty sure. Imagine if he just woke up one day and was like, wait a minute. We'd probably get a lot of money if we just, like, used what we have available to us, huh? Like just make the call. Like, yeah, guys, go ahead, put it all in the games. And then all of a sudden, you know, we have, you know, all the manga stuff. You know what the manga stuff is? It's fresh. It's gonna feel so crazy. That's why if Daima is good at all the Dragon Ball games are gonna get a huge, like, injection, right? All of them. Xenoverse, Legends, I mean, Breakers, maybe. Maybe. I'm sorry, Iron Cane, maybe, dude, maybe. I can't give you any. Iron, I'll give you a strong maybe, man. But yeah, maybe. Yeah. But this is the best year in Dokkan history by far. This year, if like the global sync had already happened last year, like, I mean, maybe they should have just did that, right? Like, hey, we're announcing the global sync. Oh, by the way, we're synced up right now, right? Like, I think things would have gone a lot better that way. I mean, this would feel like an untouchable year. But remember, global wasn't locked up in chains and handcuffs for, you know, 7 months of this year so far. So now, obviously, once global got an anniversary, the dark ages of Dokkan are done, right? Because it's like, you know, even though global was still behind the last month, they're still getting LRB Gohan and Gogeta and UI Goku and stuff like that. So it you know, that doesn't feel shitty. So that's good. Oh, another Alan one. Let's jump into quotes after this. Bosses are never going to be at the level where they outpower creep units like LR Beast. I mean, I have had my Beast Gohan die to Goku and Frieza normals. So, I mean, sure, Alan, but my Beast Gohan has died to normals in Goku and Frieza. So, I mean, that is something to consider. Okay. Way to take units like Beast and Orange Piccolo down, make events have weird tech that screws them over. Event that drains his intro as quick as possible. Okay. Well, I mean, dude, the Goku and Frieza fight kind of can simulate that a bit. I mean, if the fight takes a while to get through 17's locking, which it can if he's messing up your rotations, keeping you from maximizing links and key and build up and stuff like that. You get through 17 in Golden Frieza, Beast can have his intro gone. Maybe you have to use Beast active to protect weak characters against 17 and Golden Frieza who cancel dodge. And then, Goku and Frieza kinda is like that. I mean, Beast is not bad in that fight by any stretch, but, like, he's not just 100% invincible in there. And, I mean, he can tank everything Goku and Frieza can throw at him as well. But it's just, it's situational. It's situational. It quotes, yeah. Yeah, Pui Pui, I don't know about the Pui Pui Dokkan Fest. Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is never the best CR. I feel like he sure felt like it. I mean, I know, we could retroactively just say, oh, Tech Gohan was always better, but AGL UI Goku is going to get to the point where he is way better than, like, in Evolution Blue Vegeta. Eventually. When the bosses just start hitting so hard. But it's not like that right now, right? But just because, in a year and a half, AGL UI Goku will be way better than Evolution Blue Vegeta, doesn't mean in a year and a half we go, UI Goku was always way better. No, that's rewriting history. It's like, the day Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta came out, it's a different time of Dokkan, right? It's like, Tech's Ultimate Gohan eventually would have been better than in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but it might not have been right away. In LR was top tier during all... No, this is just wrong. This is not true. In LR, Super Saiyan 4 Goku is top tier during all... You just needed to be good at the game. It's just not correct. It's just not true. It's just not true, man. The hardest fight in the game, like, when we come to rank characters, I think it's important to start with the hardest fight in the game. But, I mean, if they're not the best for that, oh, my keyboard is dying. Let's just do Alright, where is this? This is another mission Global never got. Global never had this. This is a lead up to the 9th anniversary mission. Here, let's mute that. Alright, so this is how I started this out. Now, obviously, this is back when Tech Zamasu was way harder. I mean, it's just, so many of these runs were just loading into death. Now, take a look at the team we start with. Now, the team we finally finish with, it looks a lot different. And I eventually took LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku off because he just couldn't handle it. I mean, I don't want to act like Super Saiyan 4 Goku in all of 2023 was just the worst dog shit ever. But to imply it's a skill issue when he just gets blown into hell immediately, it is not true. He's a character that could pretty much only tank in slot 1. But the problem with him, having to tank in slot 1 is that he's also not that tanky in slot 1. And slot 1 is also where the bosses apply the most pressure. So it's like, no, it's more like he was designed for a specific fight, Omega, and then he just wasn't really as good for, like, pretty much all other fights. That's mostly the problem there. But to just say it's, like, skill issue is, like, no. Like, come on. Like, let's be for real. Just look at this little guy instead. It looks like a UI Goku right there. Very cool, very cool. SCR Cellmax fight's only difficult. You choose to ignore the fact that it's balanced around 8 items. I mean, dude. Okay. But, like, you could use this argument for all the fights. I mean, I know we could use less items in the other difficult fights. Yes, that is true. But, I mean, once you start introducing items into the mix, you can completely cut off characters' weaknesses. LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? Let's pull him up. We'll just do Super Saiyan 4. Yep. Alright, take a look at this. So, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he has 20% damage reduction, right? 20% damage reduction is the first stacker in turn. What happens if you pop a King Yama? Do you guys know? You get 50% damage reduction. So all of a sudden he has 90% damage reduction. So he's invincible, right? Like, it's items will take away the character's weaknesses. So it's like, yes, once we start talking about items, everything changes. It's not... even support memories. The buffs support memories give are gargantuan in terms of stats. Huge jump. This is why I grade everything. No items, no support memories. I'm just grading off of the merits of the character. Specifically, again, you could build like an LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku team, and you could play around the fact that he has natural damage reduction plus a damage reduction item, and he could be damn near untouchable, yes, but that's not usually what I'm, you guys get it. Like, I'm grading without items. But yeah, the Cell Max fight, you could use 8 items compared to, Supreme Magnificent Battle where you're going to get 2 items, stuff like that. But I don't, like, once we start saying the fight isn't actually hard because of items, I mean, that does apply to literally every fight in the game. It does. Okay, you don't care about whether Worldwide is GT or movies. Well, it's not GT. Looks like it's not GT at all. By the way, I should do a video on this. I'll do a video on this once it's confirmed it's not GT. Because I guess, I mean, until we actually get confirmation, it's, I guess, silly to not say. It's silly to say, like, oh, 0% chance or 100% chance, right? But, I mean, I would have to imagine we're going to get GT characters sometime between now and when the 7th anniversary LR's EZA. Because, I mean, if you go back and look, again, this is going to be a full separate video. Like, I've already thought about this a little bit ahead of time. I guess to give you guys a sneak peek. But the anniversary EZA, so we're only going back to the 7th anniversary when the anniversary EZA. So we're only looking at the last 3 anniversaries, right? But 7th anniversary, we had the LR Super Saiyan 4s and the LR Fusions, right? Both EZA'd. And they worked perfectly on the 7th anniversary LR's teams, the Gods and LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. They paired up well. It was just natural. Boom. We go to the next year, 8th anniversary LRs. The Blue Fusions worked perfectly and effectively on their teams. Bam. Right? It worked. Then we go this last year, Gohan, Gammas, Gogeta, right? Well, I guess Gogeta, superhero, right, is overarching thing. And you had Goku and Vegeta on superhero. So I would have to, I think 10th anniversary, there's very likely to be a lot of Super Saiyan 4 stuff in 10th anniversary. It's just basically my point. I think so. Like, I have not seen people bring up GT for 10th anniversary, but I think it's very likely because I think they're going to want to set up LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for, like, a huge, magnificent return, which would include, Saiyan Roar and GT partners and stuff like that, right? Like, we know, these links are so powerful. Oh my god. Saiyan Roar, 25% attack, 10% defense. That's very good. GT 2 key, 10% attack, 10% defense. That's very, very, very good. These links are really good. But how good are the links if there's no good second character that has them? So, yep, we're probably going to see that. Everyone pray the headliner isn't Super AGL, otherwise going to end up having a messed up transformation condition. Oh, them too. Oh, they're the worst. They're the worst. They're the worst. This character, this is maybe the worst Dokkan Fest LR they've ever dropped. That Goku and Vegeta? I think so. I think so. People will bring up Int Cell. I feel like Int Cell was still a monster in Super Battle Road. I mean, they could clear events, but, like, they just felt so weak, dude. This character was not good enough. This character was still, now things have turned, but they were so good in the Dismal Future Red Zone, the Blue Goku and Vegeta. Their defensive ability, slot 1 against Fusion Zamasu, was very rare. They just obviously fell off hugely in 9th anniversary content. And then Gohan was still super good, even though his transformation was hard to do. Dokkan shouldn't do manga. What? Huh? Aside from manga version of GB arc and TOP characters. That's Goku Black arc and TOP. So I assume he's referring to, like, Super Saiyan Goku Black and stuff like that. Maybe the Trunks in the Kai outfit, who would be a healing character. Stuff like that. Okay. Most people wouldn't know who Moro or Gas are. I mean, there's, like, a large mainstream audience that doesn't know about them, sure. Only exceptions are Ultra Ego Vegeta, Black Frieza, even then waiting until anime's round's better. I mean, that sounds good, but I don't know if an anime's coming. Again, they're silly over at Shueisha, Toei, whatever it is, right? They're silly. They're silly gooses, man. I'll take the manga stuff. I think, like, people... I feel like people would brush up quick if they saw these new, fresh characters come into the game, right? Like, I don't think it would be as much of an issue. Especially, I mean, new form of Vegeta, yeah. I mean, he would go crazy, dude. I would say, just being, like, neutral from, like, okay, like, thinking, okay, no, let me think about this from a YouTuber's perspective, right? Like, what am I gonna put an all caps title in? OMFG, this character is coming. Ultra Ego Vegeta would do the best numbers of any manga character that's not out, right? Ultra Ego Vegeta for sure would be the number one. Like, people would be losing their minds about that. So I think the best asset that the manga has right now is Ultra Ego Vegeta. Think of worldwide going to be movies this year. I think this is my most wanted lineup. No way it's not movies, because they just have so many easy, super easiest lineup. It's not even funny. It does seem to be that's probably going to be the case. Movie heroes. Oh, Supreme Magnificent Battle will be very fun. Oh, dude, there's so many they could do, right? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different stages they could do. That would be fun for sure. Oh, that's a guys, that's a good lineup. I know people go, dude, I've seen some people say Bojack couldn't wear. Dude, yes, he could, because he's pairing with Gohan. It will work fine pairing with Gohan, right? Like, that's like Tien could work if he was paired with, you know, Super Saiyan 3 Goku or something like that, right? Like, it's like that. Yeah, that's Bojack would work fine paired up with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Yeah, this would be a strong lineup. I would love this. I think this would be awesome. And yeah, I mean, STR Bojack EZA, Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan EZA. We have numerous EZAs that could work there. Yeah, would be good. Would be good. What? Huh? What? What? I don't know that I've ever seen someone say this before. Should I just retweet it? just throw a shout out to Smooth here, because I don't know that I've ever seen someone say World Tournament is the best mode in Dokkan. I don't even know what to say. I disagree, but that's just, like, shocking. That's shocking right there. That's like someone saying black licorice is my favorite jelly bean flavor. I don't think I've ever heard that. Have you ever heard that before? No way, right? Crazy. I'm tempted to just hit a retweet on that. What do you guys think? I don't, you know, dude, number one thing, or, well, I don't want to say number one thing. One thing I hate, right, is I mean, I don't know if I would just say, oh, I've got such thick skin and stuff like that, but I feel like like people could, like, be decimated left and right, and, like, I like, it does kind of, like, I could, like, brush it aside, right? But, like, you know, a lot of times, like, I would get someone who would, like, you know, talk shit, and then I reply. And then the conversation turns into, like, chaos. And then they go, oh my god, he sent his waves of fans at me to attack me. Bro, you were talking shit, I just replied. Like, I'm not doing nothing. I don't have a secret Discord where I'm like, you know, all right, everyone ride out, go attack them. Like, doesn't happen. I try and avoid joining Discord servers pretty much entirely. Ask people like Swag Kage and these guys. Like, I don't really like to join servers, really. I just don't. So it's like, listen, if you talk shit to me, obviously I'm not talking about Smooth. I'm just making a point that I'm going to get to in a second. If you talk shit to me, like, I'm allowed to reply, right? Now, I think it would be a little bit different, and this is the point we're going to get to right here. You know, if I maybe, like, quote tweet it, that's, of course, just dropping the tweet in front of, like, you know, my entire audience or whatever, or, you know, retweeting it or something like that. So that's the thing. Like, if I retweeted this would put this guy in the firing line. So it would be funny, but yeah, we will not do that. Yeah, I've been enjoying Kingdom Hearts recently. Yeah, I'm still, that's just kind of like my hobby, right? Like, it's just, you know, like, let's just cook up the trophy collection. Let's just get it going. Just did the Final Fantasy 2 and 3. Those are pretty good. I'm getting pretty excited because I've already decided my 10,000th trophy is going to be the Chrono Cross Platinum. One of my favorite games ever. I had started to stream it a little bit and then just kind of never went back to it. And then for a little bit, I've decided this is what my 10,000th trophy is going to look like. Chrono Cross right there. Oh my God. Legendary RPG. And the reason I care is because there's like these little milestones right here. And that will be one. Like I did Kingdom Hearts 2 because that's now my 150th platinum. So that's just going to sit there forever, right? We got the Final Fantasy 7 5,000th. And then I'm going to have that Chrono Cross Platinum. Boom. That's going to be the next one. 10,000th trophy. It's going to look fire. It's going to look fire. Yeah. You don't need Tech UI Goku sign. Wait, you don't need Tech UI sign Goku. Untransformed Tech UI sign isn't bad. Oh, wait. It was saying, like, people don't need to summon for him. Because he's not bad, but better characters exist in Universal Survival Saga. This feels like a global player take. Once that Goku and Frieza fight drops, you'll get it. You'll get it. I mean, it exists in the Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta fight as well. But specifically, Goku and Frieza fight drops, you'll understand. You'll understand. He does feel very helpful. Goku and Frieza fight's way more toxic than Fusion Zamasu. One fight has locking, dodge canceling, and damage cap. Makes no sense. Yeah, I'm inclined to probably agree. Because it's like, you could lose off of opening rotation RNG just like Zamasu, right? But then you also have a boss who literally do a 15 million attack stat with a crit, or you do 0 damage at the end of the fight. I mean, you want to talk about a toxic fight. This fight is ridiculously toxic, yeah, for sure. Super Vegeta EZA is not as bad as people treated it to be. I mean, he was solid, but... Well, okay. Come on. Okay. But that's what people are talking about. You can run him, but, I mean, he gets smacked, which that's what people were talking about. He does provide help in Extreme Super Battlefield EZAs, but, I mean, the problem is... It's almost kind of like a sneak diss to say that. Because, like, yeah, so many characters are good in there. He just was... yeah, but that's... I mean, it's like this point, like, you start out with this, but by the time you get to the end, you reach the same conclusion you're arguing against. That's kind of the thing about that, though. I mean, I liked him, but, he just definitely does not hold up in comparison to Exchange Boo, Tech Ultimate Gohan, Kefla, Videl, the Gotenks, they destroy Super Vegeta, right? Not even close. Dokkan should get a rhythm game mode since there's a Dragon Ball rhythm game. Do you guys think I have good rhythm? I don't know. I mean, I did get pretty good at that Yakuza disco minigame, which a lot of times I use as my stream openers these days. What was the last stream? I did it, right? No, not playlist. Live. Right here? Right? Yep. I got pretty good. Like, this is actually my footage right here. Like, I got pretty... Dude, I'm telling you guys, this girl right here was a nightmare. This took, like, 20 tries or something like that. Because she just doesn't mess up ever, dude. Yeah, so this took me, like, practice to get into it. I guess I've got the ability, like, the practice to get into it. This minigame certainly was tough. But very enjoyable, dude. I'm ready for it to go back to a Yakuza game, bro. Because I haven't played a Yakuza game really heavy since February. The thing is, I do want to get the plat in 0 and 1 before I do another Yakuza game. People have told me that Yakuza 2 is, like, the best one. That's not... Well... Not including 7 and 8, which are a different type of them. So I do want to get into it too. All right. Oh, we're over here now? Global has always been the better version to play on. I mean, that's not true. they eventually started to give global advantages. Nowadays, I mean, to even play on JP is a joke. It's funny, people complain so much, but global is treated so much better in just an avalanche of different categories. It's insane. But I would not say it's always been the better version to play on, no. And I specifically, why am I on JP? Because the one thing I can't do, I don't want to do, I don't want to wait for the characters. I don't want to be on the version that's getting characters later. That's the number one thing I have really cared about, which is why I'm on JP. I mean, yeah, now it does suck. I can literally never have the highest power level just because I'm on JP. I can't. I just factually can't because I'm a JP Dokkan player, right? Like shit like that, you know, it's unfair. Life sucks, but it is what it is. But it's become the better version, yeah. And I unfortunately don't have the footage to back me up because I did delete it. But remember, I was creating a like a 9-hour-long beginner guide in 2023. And this is before the sync was announced. And I was telling, you know, if you're a new player, play global because global just gets so many more advantages that JP doesn't. So many more free stones. Global players are just global players are treated way better about the number one thing of the game, which is the gacha system. Global players just have it way better, and that is an inarguable fucking fact. Roshi might have been a mistake without good as support is. No. Definitely not a mistake. Definitely not a mistake. Because, I mean, his support is crazy and stuff like that, and we can, you know, juice characters to look really crazy like this for sure. But, I mean, you go into, like, a new tough fight, and, like, Roshi can't just, like, sit in slot 1 and save the team, save the game, right? Not a big fan of the Goku and Frieza fight, clearly made for TechUI, and TechUI has a rough time being good there. Yeah, because his counters don't do much against Goku and Frieza unless you've got, like, a very specific set of things to have happened. That is true. Get to the dodge canceling phase way too early, then he doesn't even hurt Golden Frieza. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, the Goku and Frieza fight, it is shitty. I think that fight's gonna drop on Global, and I mean Global's not really getting this super late, so this would be like if Global. I think Global's probably gonna get Goku and Frieza this week. If they do, then Global is getting it essentially at the same time, right? I mean, before the worldwide download celebration characters will probably be very good for the fight. But Global is going to experience the fight as intended, and I anticipate a lot of whining about that fight. For good reason, though. It is very toxic, of course. Dude, ketchup is good. I don't... How can you hate on ketchup? Bro, ketchup is fire, man. It's just tomatoes, isn't it? It's like tomatoes with sugar added to it or something. Ketchup is good. Yeah, this looks really nice. Goku and Frieza, then Broly and Goku? Oh! So that'd be like a Kaioken Goku and Final Form Frieza, and then Legendary Super Saiyan Broly and Super Saiyan Goku. Yes. Count me in. That's a W. Cooler, Metal Cooler, get Dokkan Fest, Colonel Lars, so can they. Well, Cooler's definitely a lot more popular than Slug. Oh, that's Garlic Jr.? I don't know about Dokkan... Oh, well, I don't know about Dokkan Fest exclusive LRs. Listen, I do think, like, Lord Slug should get a Dokkan Fest. Garlic Jr. should get a Dokkan Fest. Dokkan Fest LR is a bit of a tall task, though. I mean, I don't know why they should do that, right? Just get that on, like, a game. Oh, my God, dude. If they got that onto the... Oh. Bro. I'll be able to get trophies for Dokkan. Like, what would they do? Like, how many... Because, like, some of these games, like Genshin and stuff, you just have, like, you end up gonna have, like, thousands of trophies in, like, a year or something like that. Like, the biggest one that comes to mind for me is, of course, Dead by Daylight, which every single, new characters and new DLC is just getting trophies added to it. By the way, I gotta get the plat for this. I should. I could have gotten this as my 150th platinum. I should have considered that, yeah. Because if we take a look at it, the only thing I have to do is this. which is just like, that's not like the hardest shit ever. It's just like, I got to get the nurse add-on, and then that's the only thing I need to do to get the plat, which is really not that hard. The other thing too, I mean, if anyone's curious about Dead by Daylight, I wasn't playing exactly when the Vecna DLC dropped, so I gotta get these two right here. So, but this is, like, this one specifically, someone actually, people, like, I was playing a lot when Lara Croft came out, and people weren't really running Vecna, right? Like, so it's gonna take some tries to get, but yeah, whatever. Okay, we've already talked about a lot of the power creep stuff in this. Let's see. 7th anniversary power creep is worth the 9th year anniversary, not close. Stats objectively got higher. Okay, but that's what I'm talking about. There are no units to deal with it. People know item year 9 content of 2023 units. I mean, yeah, after, again, they can, but that doesn't mean they just go in and easily do it. That's, you know, days of attempts and stuff like that. Think about no way. I mean, okay. This is not 100% true. The thing with the Broly fight, like, I was able to finally no item it once I had LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, his EZA, yeah. But really what it was at the time, AoE Broly, if he supered, you lost. That's it, right? Like, if you didn't have an item up, he lost. You lost. Because remember, he dodge cancel with an AoE super. So there was only really 2 ways around it. Number 1, which is my first no item run, I actually killed him before he supered. The first turn, he didn't super, and then I killed him on turn 2 before he supered, right? That's how I got the no item run. The other way, and this is, again, it was a Reddit post I saw, was someone actually got a revive. Or they revived against Broly. Year 7 units were worse comparatively, but that's what makes power creep. If the events are borderline unbeatable, 10 times worse to power creep. I mean, I could see where he's arguing it, but again, we are talking about different eras. Pre, you know, whatever we want to call it, red zone era, 200% leaders, anything like that. I mean, characters, yeah, just sucked. I mean, characters didn't really have defensive mechanics. That's why, you know, Tech Gohan was so good, because it's like, you know, he just had unconditional guard, and the stacking, they weren't just dropping characters left and right that had these abilities, right? That's why EJL UI Goku was still so good in most of those red zone fights, because 2021 characters, 2020 characters, most of them didn't have defensive mechanics. A lot of them just turned into worthless offensive glass cannons, like physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? The most overrated unit in Dokkan history. He might be. I don't know if I want to actually, like, just follow, like, stick to that opinion, but he's got to be up there. He's got, you know, what are my most overrated characters ever? He's way high up there, man. That guy fell off the Grand Canyon a month after he came out. But yeah, no, I disagree. When you just look at so, like, at the time, all right, hold on. I'll pull these up. I'll pull up the point I want to make. All right, guys. So here's the thing. So going into the 7th anniversary, this guy was sort of like the nastiest boss there was. Probably even a bit more so than some of those God event bosses. Because he's dropping the 557, but then he also had the 80% defensive debuff. So once you add that to this, I mean, he might have been hitting for more like, I don't know, 900k or something like that. It would have depended on the character he was hitting and if they were a stacking character and stuff like that, right? But like, that was kind of like the toughest shit you had. And then, I mean, it was a sizable jump up to this guy. Now, remember, they both were dodge canceling. So it's not like Broly's got this, but he's also dodge canceling. No, Vegeta is dodge canceling as well. Right? So, I mean, it's definitely a jump. Like, it's a jump. It's a jump. No doubt about it. But then we go from Fusions to Awesome. This is like 1.95 or something like that. It's like something like that, right? Like 1.9 million. And then we go to Gogeta, who's at 3.8. Like, it's just not even at, like, the huge jump in what these bosses were doing. We haven't seen something like that before. Nah. I mean, the point, yeah, that, you know, now we have, like, even as bad as 2023 Dokkan was, it's still filled with characters that have defensive mechanics, right? You know, 23rd World Tournament Goku, right? Who's another one? Bulma, right? Characters like that. But like 2021, we didn't really, you had Namek Goku was a fish. Full Power Frieza was a fish, right? Tech Gogeta was a fish. All those characters, they're fish in those fights because they barely had defensive mechanics. So, I mean, by that point, like, I get it. But, like, the power creep itself of the events is just so much higher. Permanent Bible thing in the Baba shop was any? I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, I don't know that Elder Kais are really a huge issue. I mean, you gotta understand, though, Zenny? I've been maxed out on Zenny and maxed out on things to buy with Zenny with, 10,000 plus Hercule statues in my box for a long time. So, I mean, this just means that the SA is not really a factor, which I guess is fine. I mean, a lot of things about Dokkan are relics of old Dokkan, as I call them. Back in the day when, stamina was so tough to come by, you didn't want to and, you were getting 50 free-to-play stones over the course of 2 months compared to the, 300 a month we get now. Like, it's just completely different. I mean, yeah, I don't, that's ridiculously generous, but I mean, maybe at least like a refreshing one or something like that. All right. Wait, what? No, this is just wrong. This is just factually. I don't need to, dude. bro, dude. I literally did I not prove that incorrect? Damn. How can I easily pull up? So I've explained this before, but I have a Discord that's just, I'm the only one in it. And it just has things I share between my multiple phones and my PC and stuff like that. And I remember, I saved all of my screenshots of that event in here. Where is it? Okay, we got them. So, like, what's a good one that I wouldn't have used? Hold on 1 second. Maybe like, oh, this. Yeah, these. So this is a good equip that I wasn't using at all. This is, I don't know, maybe like 3,000 runs in the Whis event or something like that. And then, I mean, I could just pull these up. This. Like, you guys understand that each one of those, 156 right there, that's 30 stamina a pop. This is worthless. This, worthless. 148. These are all 30 stamina a pop. Look at this. 125. 30 stamina a pop. And then look at one of the really, like, let's look at like a really good equip I had, right? Super good. Something like this. Look at this. I have 3 of those. Look at this. 2 of those. So, I mean, again, there's a difference between, like, oh, like, like, I don't know, respect people's opinions and, like, nah, your opinion is just, like, outright wrong, right? Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's bad. The Whis event is bad, and it's kind of like an inarguable point. There's a difference between saying blue is my favorite color. Like, yeah, like, I mean, like, telling someone that that's wrong, that's different than my opinion is that the Whis event is bad, in which I could just point out kind of like factual things to pull holes in that, right? Understand that. Like the new team formation menu, you're one of the very few I've seen say that too. I hate it. I wouldn't mind it if I could just get a screen where I could focus in, because I would, sit on the team screen and explain points on the team a lot, and now I can't do that really, which sucks. And we'll look at this and we'll probably finish up this first part. Change the Whis ticket shops. Instead of spending tickets for a random skill orb, you should buy any one you want. Okay, I mean, yeah, but level 5 dodge clip for 6 tick, dude. Come on, man. That they are so snaky with this Whis event. Remember, the big thing with it is it's not an equal. So, we get those tickets and you could put them into the chests. Every equip in there does not have an equal chance. It's all weighted. All of the equips in there are weighted. So it's just, It's brutal. I mean, yeah, what you're saying is good, but they wanted to be very dirty about that event, unfortunately. Although, this is something people have mostly forgotten about, but they did say they're updating missions for that event, and shit, it was the Link skill orb event. Let me pull, again, this is the last hot take of this video. I'm going to probably do 2 more videos out of the hot take thread. Yeah, right here. These 2 events are getting their missions updated, or is what it said. These 2. So, I mean, that's going to be good for Worldwide. You know, maybe they'll allow, you know, maybe they'll just every couple of months, they'll just reset the missions is what their intention is. So that would mean, you know, some free-to-play players. Oh, there's no rainbow orbs in here. Well, hopefully they can put some couple of rainbow orbs in there. But for the Whis event, that's pretty good, because resetting this means we get a bunch more of these tickets. I mean, that will be a W for sure. But yeah, unfortunately, they decided to be very dirty and greasy, unfortunately, about that event. I wish I had hot takes so I could get attention. I don't really have any. Maybe Kid Buu is massively underrated. Oof, guys, remember, if you gotta be a little bit more specific. I gotta assume you're talking about Super EZA Kid Buu, in which, I mean, massively underrated? I don't know if I'd agree with that. Certainly he's referring to me, right? And I mean, I would understand why if we look at this right here. But there's a reason for this. Again, remember, I'm not just, I mean, people like to think I'm just randomly, mindlessly spitting shit, but like I'm, you know, telling you guys about my experiences in the game, essentially. In the 3 hardest fights in the game, which is a point we've broached several times, Cell Max, Goku and Frieza, and Blue Cow King Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. All 3 of those fights can really put a lot of pressure on Kid Buu badly at the start. All 3 of those fights, you need to be good right away, not on turn 57, right? And Kid Buu, unfortunately, is cursed with the shit mechanic of having to get hit, which is why I dropped him next to Goku Black. Why? Because Goku Black also has that shit mechanic. So, again, to summarize, why are these 2 here? Because you have to get hit, which is really, really tough in those fights. And these Dodge or Die characters are a little bit above. And then, of course, we have these 2 characters who are actually kind of just tanky. I mean, Exchange Buu does get killed by the biggest bosses, but Exchange Buu I've found very strong at the start of fights, which I value as one of the most important things, right? So there you go. I mean, Kid Buu is definitely good. Nobody's calling Kid Buu bad, but unfortunately, he's just cursed with a very shit mechanic, which is having to get hit. Because, you know, it's especially, you know, dealing with 17 who's locking. Blue Cow can Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta can double super, right? Like, it's just, you know, Kid Buu is type disadvantage against Cell Max. I mean, you see it, right? You see the logic I'm using to come to the conclusion. And Goku Black is also, both of them are physical, which really hurts him against Cell Max. And it does hurt them against Goku and Frieza as well, yeah. I mean, they're not going to have to worry about a super attack, but, I mean, even the normals potentially could be bad for them. Although we did see, in my video here, Kid Buu, I did have a run that was successful. I think it was the Kid, yeah, I did mark it as the Kid Buu fight, right? Where is it? In 2 seconds, I'll pause. I scrolled right by it, didn't I? Yeah, there it is right there. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so if we look right here, we did see Kid Buu. Yep, perfect. Perfect. No, that's where we kill. Is it? Oh, it was turn 1 Goku and Frieza though. Oh, okay. Still pretty good though. So here we have, so Buhan dodged the super attack, right? I wanted to use full Majin power, but I didn't really have the friends to do it. So I cheated a little bit, you know, with like the UI Gokus and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Again, people, if we get to people saying Super Saiyan 3 Goku isn't very good in this thread, I'm going to have to, you know, serve them up like a Thanksgiving Day dinner. Because, yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Goku's very good with a good leader skill, really effective in here. But you see why this fight sucks, by the way, right? Are you seeing this shit? You see this garbage? Oh, let's do 0. Zero. Yeah, so good, dude. Yeah, great. Crit for 0. Make sure you get those full crit builds, guys, so you can crit for 0. But this is the point I wanted to show. So here we have Kid Buu. So he supers. Oof. Okay. But then he's fully built up. And then, so fully built up against them, he was at double digits. That was what I wanted to show. But yeah, so what turn was that? This is turn 8, and here's where we're finally getting the last build up for him. Right, it can be tough against these, like, some of these fights and these locking bosses and stuff. But all right, we're done. Again, I will tack on a little bit more. I'm gonna get my Caesar salad with some grapes on it right now. I'm gonna go tear that shit up. I love you guys. Mwah! We'll come back.